If something is popular, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right. And that's something that I see on a daily basis with the comments underneath the videos that I post. And people say, oh, you don't get, most people don't agree with you. Well, so what? I put out a variety of views over the day, each day, and I don't remove them if I can avoid it, and they're there for people to debate. But the fact that something is popular doesn't necessarily make it right. And the resurgence of right-wing populism across Europe is reshaping the political landscape, proving that there are opportunities and challenges in figures like Nigel Farage and Kemi Badenoch in the UK. As right-wing movements gain momentum globally, European liberal democracy faces its gravest existential threat since the mid-20th century. Far-right parties are either governing or wielding significant influence in countries such as Hungary, Italy, Finland, Slovakia and the Netherlands. In Germany and France, the challenge is immediate and acute, with Alternative for Germany, AfD, breaking historic barriers with the encouragement of people like Elon Musk, and Marine Le Pen's national rally cementing its position as a credible contender for power. The European elections of 2024 shifted the political spectrum, with a quarter of MEPs now representing right-wing or far-right parties, undermining the traditional cordon sanitaire that previously isolated extremists. For Farage, this trend is tantalising. He sees a Europe moving in his own ideological direction, emboldening his ambition to pull British politics even further right, and Farage's ability to exploit dissatisfaction with issues like immigration, economic stagnation, disillusionment with mainstream parties positions him as a disruptive force, targeting both Labour and the Conservatives. And his rhetoric echoes the populist nationalism of Giorgia Meloni and Marine Le Pen, while he continues to align with Donald Trump's brand of anti-globalism. Farage may attempt to build alliances with disaffected Tories or leverage his media presence to frame himself as the voice of common sense against perceived elite failures. However, without a parliamentary foothold, his influence remains largely rhetorical, a reality he is undoubtedly keen to overcome in the next election cycle. Badenoch, a rising Conservative star or a falling star, exemplifies the party's, but clearly not the sort of star of joy that we saw in Doctor Who this festive period, exemplifies the party's flirtation with hard right politics. Her focus on culture wars and anti-woke rhetoric mirrors the strategies of far-right leaders across Europe, and while she stops short of openly embracing extremist positions, her policies on migration, education and social issues signal a deliberate shift towards the nationalist right, perhaps in contrast to the shift towards the extreme left of Angela Rayner and Rachel Reeves. And Badenoch's challenge lies in navigating a divided Conservative party. As her influence grows, she risks alienating centrist voters further while attempting to outflank Farage and his allies on the right. Her trajectory is a good test to see the UK's political direction, particularly as the Conservatives grapple with declining public trust and electoral challenge. Europe offers cautionary tales and strategic blueprints. The Popular Front coalition in France in the 1930s showed that broad anti-fascist alliances could halt far-right advances, and modern parallels exist already in France and Austria, where mainstream parties have occasionally resisted cooperation with far-right movements, preserving democratic integrity. But cracks in these alliances, such as that undermining the centrist unity in France, highlights the fragility of such efforts. Germany's steadfast refusal to cooperate with the AfD underlines the importance of organisational resistance. But we can't hide these organisations. We have to deal with them. We have to listen to what they've got to say. As mainstream parties adopt right-wing policies to placate voters, they risk normalising right-wing narratives, a phenomenon evident in Italy under Meloni's premiership. With Donald Trump poised to return to the White House, the far-right movement's international cohesion may well grow stronger. The next battlegrounds, Germany's February elections and France's continued political instability, will determine whether Europe succumbs to or resists this ideological tide. For the UK, the choices are stark. Figures like Farage and Badenoch must either fully embrace the hard right wave or tread a more cautious path. For liberal democracy, the imperative is clear. Robust alliances, clear messaging, and a refusal to capitulate to populist rhetoric are essential to preserve the foundations of Europe in a turbulent political era.